Man, what's going on? I think it was Doc Rivers. I believe it was Doc Rivers. Don't hold me to a gospel geek, but I think it was Doc Rivers who says, winning is like deodorant. It comes up and a lot of things just don't stink. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he said. Man, what's happening, man, on behalf of Bishop Caleb Brown, Senior Site Pastor, presiding president of the Mount Global Fellowship of Churches and the Mount Chesapeake, our executive pastor, Elder Valerie K. Brown. Man, I'm Pastor Ferb. Man, I got with me the gospel geek himself, Minister Jason Scott, the man with the West Coast name from the East Coast, L.A. Hill. And, man, I'm excited to have with us today special guest, Tanisha Lewis, man, the women's basketball coach of Elizabeth City State University. Viking Pride, Viking Pride, Viking Pride. What's going on, Coach? Talk back to me. What's going on? What's going on, Coach?
Nothing much. I'm just glad to be in the building. Well, in the building some way, you know what I'm saying? So it's good. It's just good to be here. I appreciate you working with me. I know I've been terrible trying to catch me, but I'm just grateful to be here.
Well, you know, Jesus called busy people, so I'm glad you was busy. I'm glad it took time to catch up with you. Man, I'm telling you, we are so excited to have you with us tonight. I know you see behind me, man, Norfolk State has just finished, man, showing up in Fort Worth for playing Baylor. Behold the green and gold. We're lifting up the women's Spartans tonight as they play in a WNIT. By the time this airs, man, we would know which way we are going. But, man, I'm excited to have the CIAA Coach of the Year Great, man. That is it, man. That is just phenomenal. I mean, and man, to know this young lady, to know this woman, man, she's so down to earth, cool dresser, just man, humanitarian, man, a philanthropist. But the girl can coach. She can coach, and she's done a good job. Man, talk to us about the Vikings, man. How has it been this year?
Let me just say this. When you trying to Steve Harvey me, you just trying to bring me out. You know, now you put all the pressure on me. Now, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But look, I absolutely love it. I'm grateful that they took a chance on a coach that didn't have any head coaching experience. You know, it takes you got to step out on faith with that, right?
I
And
got you.
I tell people all the time, you ain't got to be the first choice. You just got to be chosen, right? So,
That's good. That's
so I got
good.
chose, and I talk to my young ladies all the time about when the opportunity presents itself, you be present, you show up, and you figure it out. And so
Mm.
that's what we've been trying to do. Um, I had a great group of girls. Women. I'm gonna miss them. But hopefully, you'll enjoy the next set that's coming in as well. We got a few returners, but we do have a couple of things in the oven that we're working on. If it goes like it's supposed to, it'll be another great year in Elizabeth City.
That's good. Yeah, I tell you. Now, I mean, I don't know if guys know, but I mean, you had a little stint playing ball professional. Am I right? Am I right, coach?
I did a little something,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah, yeah, no.
I tell everybody I got fired every 2 years because that's the longest they can put up with me. But no, I played in Houston, Minnesota, and Charlotte. Had opportunity. You were talking about Dawn Staley earlier. I played with her in Charlotte. Charlotte Smith. I played with her in Charlotte as well. And Houston Comets, I played with Tina Thompson, Cheryl Swoops, a little time with Cooper, and the Minnesota Lynx, I played with Simone Augustus. So, um,
Wow.
great, that's great people around
Well,
me.
I mean, with that being said, I mean the role of woman in sports. I mean, not just being a woman in sports, but a good person in sports. But we have seen a significant increase of women. I know a show makes the set look much better. See how you make us look good today? But I
You
mean,
know,
still,
I
it
do what I can. You know what I'm saying? I don't, no pressure or nothing like that. But I like to, I like to be in the room. So, uh,
but tell me, what's the role of women? What do you think? What are women playing? What role are they playing in sports today?
I just think it's important to be visible, to be yourself. You can't be what you haven't seen. A
Mm,
lot of people that I'm so grateful for the ones that came before me. So I didn't have to like try to create something. I could just imitate something until I figured out this is really what I wanted to do. So I was
wow.
grateful for that. We are to make sure that you know, be a woman, be who we are. I love like I am. My kids think I'm kind of weird because I'm not a screamer. You see me over there, right? You
Very
know,
cool.
yeah. But in practice, I'm not. But but in the game, I say all the time they didn't come to see me hollering and screaming over there. They came to see you play. So I
Right.
try to teach as much as I can in practice so that when the game comes, they're prepared. And if I have to do a lot of screaming in the game, that means I didn't do my job in practice. So then if you come to practice, I'm probably a lot more animated. But I was coached by Coach Yao, and she never raised her voice at me. And trust me, I gave her plenty to raise her voice at me. She had plenty reasons to do it, and so that's who I play for. Sort of kind of who I emulate. She was a great teacher, servant leader. Didn't mind sweeping the floor, picking up luggage, first one in, last one out.
Wow.
She led by example, and she loved us. That was the biggest thing. I would have ran through a wall. Coach Yao could have coached at Edgecombe Community College, right? I probably would have went and played for her. That's how, because I had no intentions of going to NC State. I was a Carolina fan at that time. You know what I'm saying? And then I ran into Coach Yao, and I'd have forgot all loyalties and everything. So, and her biggest thing was her faith. She sent me a letter when she was recruiting me about the only reason that she made it through her battle with breast cancer was her faith in Christ. And I was like, oh yeah,
Wow.
this, yeah. this is probably gonna be me, where I'm gonna end up. So I just try to emulate the right thing, do the right thing, integrity, do the right thing even when nobody's looking.
I guess. Well, I guess that's what's playing out with Coach Jones and Norfolk State, because he benched his point guard in the biggest game for Norfolk State, and he didn't play him the entire first half and only played him a couple of minutes the second half. I guess integrity is very important. We'll find out later what actually happened. But Coach, I tell you, I've watched you all season, and I've never seen you as animated as I saw you in the championship games. Matter of fact, I had never seen you like throw your arms up or even act like you was hollering. But there was a moment during that game where I saw you do that, and I had never seen it all season. Talk back to me, Coach. What was up? What was up?
I thought it was. I didn't think personally. Sometimes we didn't get a. I didn't. I really don't talk to referees ever. You notice most of the time, because I believe that I want our team to play so well. It doesn't matter who. Don't matter. They won't ever have a role in whether we're gonna beat somebody to death at
That's
all.
good.
Leave no
That's
doubt.
good.
So I teach them, try not to have any conversations. But in all things human era, I felt like there was some missed calls and something. And then it's the championship, right. So your adrenaline is going a little right. faster than normal. And also, your kids want to know that you're fighting for them. Sometimes so sometimes I'm always in control. I tell my kids all the time, if I ever get a text, well, trust me, it's on purpose. Right. I'm just trying to get you to tap into something, to fight for yourself. I want you to fight for you just as much as I would. It was a great experience. We made too many mistakes to win a championship. We didn't do the little things. Right. Moving out of the way when you could take a charge, turning the ball over when you down 5, and it wasn't that they were playing defense. We just gave it away. So right. We don't make any excuses. You lose, it's our fault. You know what I'm saying? Actually, we win, it's their fault. We lose, it's mine. So I take it. But we'll talk about it in practice. But we don't make any excuses. We made too many mistakes to be a champion. Right. But they did a great job to get there. This year was unbelievable with all the different things there with COVID. COVID is the one that really played the biggest havoc. We got out of sync around after Christmas, right when I think it clicked. As soon as it clicked, COVID was like, boop, 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 psych. And then, and then we had 6 players go out. So we were trying to stagger them back in. And then some of the kids never recovered fully right. from COVID. So even at the end of the year, still having some issues. Hopefully more time over the summer, they'll be able to fully recover. But yeah, it was a year.
Yeah, because you was down, if I'm not mistaken, you were down to less than 10 players by the time we got to the tournament. But you did a phenomenal job, Coach, and that's no fluff. I'm so proud of you and so proud of the young ladies. Of course, the 757 connection, where we had 2 young ladies from Tidewater, but you just did a phenomenal job, and the university definitely proud of you. A.D. Bright, Chancellor Dixon, the whole Viking and Elizabeth City, Pasquotank community, and we're very proud of you and very thankful. And we're praying that we will have even more women like that making major impact in sports today. Of course, the final score now is 85-49. I think it's over with Norfolk State and Baylor. But Jason, talk to me, sir. How are we with women and their roles and their importance in sports now? They're everywhere. Talk back to me. Ellie, I'm coming at you next.
First of all, let me just say that it is no surprise to hear about
Dalveda. Is that Dalveda down there?
Well, I have a father too.
Oh man. Ellie, you sound any better? Something's wrong. Jason. Something's wrong. Let me see if LA sounds better. LA, you sound better?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Talk back to me. Let's see. Can we work on Jason's mic down there?
Yeah. So, women's impact in sports is tremendous as usual. I'm loving what I see and hear. Um, Speaking of Candace Parker behind you, I like the way she be giving Shaq the business with his commentary and telling them what's the real about how to play a position and how the game is played. Even when I go to WNBA games, they actually um, they play more fundamental ball and a better skill set than the NBA. And I take my boys, Sugar Rogers, which was in Suffolk, she
That's
allow us to
right.
go to her
That's right.
games. So she'll supply my mentoring company with tickets, and we'll go see them when they play in DC. Um, but they're in awe of them seeing them live play as well. And then I got a granddaughter that played in basketball, and she goes to see the games and the impact of seeing professional players and seeing them on TV talk intelligently about basketball, not just going on opinions like Stephen A. Smith and all them other clowns. But I mean I ain't mean to say that out loud. But but I love seeing the women impact on sports has been major, and they're doing a phenomenal job in every aspect of it.
I agree. Again, and the show makes the look how beautiful that picture is. I mean, she just makes that whole team just look that much better. And the girl can play and she look good. And see, that's what I say about Coach T. I mean, she can coach and she look good. I mean, it's one thing to win. No, seriously, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and look good while you're winning. I mean, and I think Candace, along with a lot of young Rebecca Lobo, I mean, a
Maria
lot of them,
Taylor.
they look real good, and they're not just beauty interests, but they are knowledgeable, they are intelligent, and they are up to date with what's going on. Jason, you back with me, sir? Talk back to me,
I
sir.
certainly hope so. I certainly
Yes,
hope
you are.
so.
You sounded good,
So
sir.
great, man. So I understand what you're saying, Pastor Ferg. They're excellent at what they do, and they make it look good while they're doing it. When it comes to you and you're a pro and you can make it look easy, that's being at the peak of your profession is all about. You don't sweat while you're
Mhm.
doing it. So it came as no surprise to me as you talked about Coach Tanisha's accolades that she had so many in a growing list. I can tell because she's prepared. She already has the victory wave ready to
I know it,
go.
right?
And when you have that victory wave ready to go, you are bound and destined for great things. So, Coach, welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Thank you for taking your time to be here. All I can say with regard to the current subject is that it's the 21st century. And we still have to say I'm the first way, way too often. And
That's good.
anytime you are among the oppressed, anytime you are amongst the minority, it is your responsibility to lift up all of the other oppressed and all of the other minorities. And you have to become a champion to those communities. And that's why, as Black folk, we believe in reaching back to help people so often. That's a part of our nature. That is a part of our ancestors, a part of where we come from. We are tribal in nature.
Mm,
Therefore, we believe in the group aspect of life. Okay? So
that's
when we
good.
talk about women in anything, if we're talking about in politics, the vice president of the United States, if we're talking about in sports with coaches now appearing at every level, including the professional men's levels, all you can say is if you're qualified, let's make the whole world more of a meritocracy.
Mm,
If you can perform, then you deserve to have your opportunity to have the job, to have the position, and to perform in whatever the job and or position is. We have had men coaching women for decades. Okay? If you know the sport, if you can get people behind you and show leadership, if you can show knowledge of how to win, and you can help me to get where I want to go, I'm signing you up.
mm.
Because I like winning. I hate the opposite. Okay? I don't care who you are, what you look like. If you can help me get the dub, I'm about that life.
Hey, you sound like me, sir. You sound like me. But it sure helps when you look good getting the dub. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just appreciate
I
it.
appreciate the compliment, Pastor Furr. I really
I
do.
think I think that I think that there is a major awakening that's taking place all across America, man. We're still praying for Brittany, believing the best for her, whatever the situation is, man. We're praying that she gets back on the familiar soil, man. I want to jump right to the women's bracket since we're here with the 68. Of course, we got South Carolina getting ready to face off with Howard tomorrow. Well, it's going to be Friday at 2 o'clock. Um, what you got to say about that, Coach? I seen Howard play Norfolk State in the CIAA championship. I saw him play Norfolk State the final game of the season, and I saw them play the other night against Incarnate. Talk back to me. How's that game look tomorrow, Coach? You've actually played for Coach, so talk to me, Coach. What do you think about that game?
I'm excited for Howard. But South Carolina.
That's real good. We'll stop. Let me stop right there. Because you said a whole lot just with that one statement. You said you are excited for Howard.
Yes. It's an
You
opportunity
put a period there.
Period. That's it. It's an opportunity to play against the number one team in probably the world. Their shortest player at times on the floor is 6'2", 6'3".
Wow.
They started a 6'3" point guard at one point when Henny was hurt. Her depth is unbelievable. She has, I think, 15 All-Americans or something like that.
Wow.
Enjoy your time in the NCAA. I'm happy for Ty. I love Ty. Coach Ty at Howard. She has one of my kids, Cooper.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
Yeah, that's one of my kids. And I told her when I found out she was going there, I knew she was okay because I know Coach Ty was going to take care of her. She's a great person. Had a chance to coach against her as an assistant when I was at North Carolina Central. And I'm happy for her. She deserves everything that she's gotten this year. She's worked hard. I mean, Howard hadn't been in the tournament in, I want to say, almost 20 years, correct?
I think you're right. I think I read that 21 years, right?
I just like to tell Howard University, show her the money and, go get them coins and keep her. She done the work. So,
well, I hope she gets some coins because I heard the other day that if whatever's happening on campus don't go right, them jokers gonna strike on Harvard University. So I hope she get the coins while she's out there. Man, if it's not bomb threats, it's striking. I mean, what is going on? Jason, LA, talk back to me, man. I mean, who you got? Howard, South Carolina. Who you got, man? Who you got?
So,
I'm serious. Who you got, sir?
I appreciate you for speaking truth while you're at the show because one thing I have to remind my brothers about is, I don't bring my heart to these results. I tend not to pick with my heart. I pick based on what I see as predictable outcomes.
Right.
So I'm going to do that once again. Congratulations, Howard. I can appreciate that you made it to the tournament, and I'm happy to see the HBCU there. And South Carolina is going to win handily.
Wow. I'm with you, sir. I'm with you. LA, I'm coming right to you. Because you know what? If you honestly ask me, Howard was the better of the two between Howard and Norfolk State. I mean, Howard is going to play a better game. And I'm a Spartan. I'm all for Norfolk State. But I've watched them 3 times play Howard. And I'm telling you that Howard is going to be more competitive. They're not going to win, but they're going to be more competitive against South Carolina than anybody else from the MEAC this particular year. And I think Elizabeth City State University would have been more competitive than Lincoln in the next round. I mean, I saw Lincoln play. I like Lincoln. I think they were playing with a lot of emotion based upon some experiences that had happened. But I just liked Elizabeth City State in the next round better than I liked Lincoln. But it is what it is, and we'll see how it go from there. Talk back to me, LA. What's up, sir? What's up?
Oh no, I mean, in the words of Russell Simmons, thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Oh, I love that. Can I say I said that? I love that, LA. That is good. That is good. That is good, man. Anybody else, man? Getting good matchups. I mean, of course, you got who is that? Miami playing South Florida, North Carolina, Stephen F. Austin, Arizona, UNLV, Georgia, and Dayton, Iowa State, and UT Arlington, Louisville and Albany, Nebraska, Gonzaga, Oregon. I mean, there's a lot of that's just on one side. But man, I mean, Stanford on the other side. Of course, you got North Carolina State, #1 seed on the other side. UConn, you got them down there. So I mean, it's gonna be some good ball. Talk back to me. Who's coming out of this? Who's coming out of this? Talk back to me. Any one of you guys, who's coming out?
First of all, NC State graduate. So NC State's coming out of it.
Is that another period in NC State period? I've seen them. They play good ball. I've seen them this year.
Absolutely. They got great guard play, and then Kunane down low. Yeah. Very, very good. They got great depth, 6-man, like that 6-player board, BOYD, can flat out play, and they can shoot. They inside out. One game I think may be good, Georgia and Dayton. I think if Dayton gets hot, they got a shooter. I can't remember her name, but anytime you see the ponytail sitting on top of the head like that, shooter, already scout report, shooter. You see the ponytail, guard her. You know what I'm saying? So they got a few of them. They got ponytails, so they can shoot. But Georgia,
that's just like the 18-year-old kid that's playing for Baylor with the pink hair. Automatically, you got to guard him. Anybody that's gonna wear pink hair, the confidence is through the roof. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just thought about that, man. 18-year-old freshman, pink hair, and he played good today. Baylor against Norfolk State. But I like NC State. I like UConn. I like Maryland.
Bracket now. Everybody can't come out of there.
I know it. But I like Maryland. I like Maryland. UConn always feels a good squad. I think this is perhaps the most losses that they've had in a single season in a while since I've been watching them. But
my girl got hurt early in the season. She just came back.
Okay.
She came back probably 3 weeks ago, and now they got a full roster. So that's kind of scary. So she's only playing like 14, 15 minutes a game, but just her being available kind of changes everything.
I got you. Well, I mean, fellas, let's get back to the guys. I mean, who you got coming up? Of course, you got Gonzaga. You got Tennessee that's playing good ball. You got of course, you got Baylor that's playing good ball. You got Duke. You got North Carolina and Marquette that's going at it even right now behind my back. Who you got coming out from the guys? Talk to me, fellas. Coach, you good to jump into. Who we got?
What's your role with LA?
Right now I'm saying Gonzaga. I know, they're #1 seed, but just looking at them play, the way they cultivate their team, they don't have a lot of one and dones. They really pretty much keep all their players, and that plays a huge component to when you start playing in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with Gonzaga for the men.
What about that Gonzaga Memphis matchup that's about to come up?
Memphis is playing good ball.
Memphis got some monsters that jumping out of
playing good ball.
They struggle in the half court though.
If
you let them run, you can forget it because they just don't and say, "Hey, go get it." But
Plus, I
Boys,
like their coach too. They got
oh,
a
I
nice
love
coach.
Kenny. He's my favorite player when he was in the league. He do everything 6'8", 6'9", guard, forward, center, whatever.
He
Man,
Yeah.
plays in his sport. Jason,
We
talk
need
like this.
we
Who you
need
got?
Memphis to
Who
show
you
up and
got?
play well because we need representation from our coaches who are recruiting in some of these smaller schools, and we need this wave of Anthony Hardaway and Dion's and all those guys to be able to continue recruiting some of these smaller schools, especially HBCUs, man, so we can get some of this talent back over there. You know?
Well, I tell you, man. You know what? It's March Madness time, man. I love this time of the year, and I just can't wait to see who's going to come out on top. I know it's early, but stick to it. It's going to be a phenomenal March Madness this year on the women's side as well as on the men's side. The WNIT is going to be good, man. We're lifting up the Spartans tonight as they play Drexel. Man, I think it was Daryl Dawkins who said, man, when I dunk, I put something on it. I want the ball to hit the floor before I do. That's Daryl Dawkins said about dunking. I can add this to Daryl Dawkins. You know, I ain't never been able to dunk. And over the last 5 years, I still can't dunk. And now that I'm 60, I still can't dunk. But my point is, you know, everybody ain't gonna be able to dunk. But somebody's going to come out on top in these NCAA's this year. And man, we're praying for all of these guys, man. We're praying for the allegiance of women. We're praying for again Brittany. And man, we're just believing God that we're going to see some success phenomenally like never before. Man, I tell you, on behalf of the bishop, on behalf of the executive pastor, man, so grateful to have Coach T with us today, the Gospel Geek, along with Mr. L.A. Hill. Man, I want you to know that it's just been a little bit of sports, a little bit of spirituality, a whole lot of sustainability. Man, the star is gone, but man, the basketball is still here, man. And I'm telling you, we are still about changing lives. Man, until next time, man, we'll see you. On behalf of all of those who make ministry a moment from the mount, man, thank you for being with us. Peace and power, and we're going to see who's going to win. See y'all.